Ever since my wife Clara passed away 3 years ago, my life has been quiet, too quiet. The house we built together, once filled with her laughter and the scent of whatever new recipe she was trying, now just feels empty. I've tried to move on, I really have. I got a new job, reconnected with old friends, even started going to the gym. But every night when I come home, the silence is deafening. It's a constant heavy reminder of what I've lost. Then last Tuesday, something broke that silence. I came home from work to find a small brown cardboard box sitting on my doorstep. Nothing unusual about that, right? I get deliveries all the time, but this one was different. The shipping label was handwritten in elegant, looping cursive, and the name on it made my heart stop. It was addressed to Clara. My first thought was that it was a mistake, some old subscription she forgot to cancel, maybe a delayed gift from a friend who didn't know. My hands trembled as I carried it inside. I set it on the kitchen table, the same table where we used to share every meal, and just stared at it. For a full hour, I think. Part of me wanted to just throw it away, to not disturb the fragile peace I'd built, but curiosity and a desperate flicker of hope won out. I carefully sliced open the packing tape. Inside, nestled in tissue paper, were things that made no sense. There was a single pressed white lily, exactly like the ones that covered her casket. There was a small smooth river stone, identical to the one I'd placed on her headstone just last month. And underneath it all, a small old-fashioned cassette player, the kind with the chunky buttons. A single tape was already inside. My breath hitched. This had to be some kind of cruel, elaborate prank. Who would do this? I almost threw the whole box against the wall, but my fingers, acting of their own accord, pressed the play button. Static crackled for a second, and then her voice. "Hey, my love," it whispered, so clear it was like she was standing right next to me. "If you're hearing this, it means I miss you too." The world just fell away. I collapsed into a chair, the cassette player clutched in my hands. It was a short message, just her telling me she loved me, telling me to be strong. It was her voice, her exact intonation, the little sigh she always did before saying something important. I must have played it 100 times, tears streaming down my face. It was both a comfort and a torture. The next day, I called the delivery company. I needed answers. I gave them the tracking number, my address, everything. They put me on hold for 20 minutes, and when the agent came back, her voice was full of confusion. She said the tracking number didn't exist. According to their records, no package was ever scheduled for or delivered to my address on that day. They had absolutely no record of it. It was impossible. I spent the rest of the day in a fog, alternating between listening to the tape and trying to find a logical explanation. There wasn't one. As night fell, I felt a new kind of dread mixing with my grief. I was exhausted emotionally and physically. I finally put the player down and tried to get some sleep. Around midnight, my phone rang. The screen lit up the dark bedroom. My blood ran cold. It was Clara's number, the same number I had tearfully cancelled with the phone company 2 years ago. For a long moment, I just stared at her picture on the screen, the one from our trip to the coast. My thumb hovered over the green button. I was terrified. But a bigger part of me, the part that still ached for her every single day, needed to know. With a shaky hand, I answered the call, and through the phone I heard that same familiar whisper. "Hey, my love, what's happening here? Is this real, or am I losing my mind?" I don't know what comes next, but I feel like I'm standing on the edge of a world I don't understand. If you've ever experienced something you just can't explain, let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe because I have a feeling this story is far from over. Thanks for listening.